rising storm. I'm forged in the fire, a new heart reborn. With every breath, with every stride, God, I'm your warrior, with you as my guide. Through the valleys of shadow, through the rising storm, I'm forged in the fire, a new heart reborn.
Not designed for people who get around in wheelchairs. In the day and age we have with such technology, it is only natural that somebody who lives in a wheelchair and gets around in one might have a different perspective on an idea that could help a whole lot of people.
Now, there was no real brainstorm thing that really gave me the idea right off the bat. It's just little by little you start saying, geez, you know, if I had a remote wheelchair.
That's right, and more specifically an attachment for an electric wheelchair that will allow any electric wheelchair to be controlled remotely by either your smartphone or remote control, or on another model, your smartphone and a backup remote control.
Yeah, smartphones are a little above me. This is much easier for me. Now, if you were younger and into the smartphones, I'm sure the smartphone application would work just great for you. Okay, so we're going to demonstrate a remote control wheelchair that my nephew has designed and come up with, because there's a lot of situations where I need the wheelchair to either be moved away from me or bring it up to me or bring it to me from where I am.
I hope all my unicorn warriors are doing great, wonderful, and fabulous. Y'all remember that I had talked to an so-called expert on Chris's wheelchair, and he's also a dealer of the wheelchairs. That sounds kind of odd, but he has a store, and he sells them as well. So he's very knowledgeable and knows his stuff on most of them type of wheelchairs, especially the F5 that Chris had. But I talked to him, and we're gonna listen to what he had to say with some of the questions that I asked. Now, I did call, and I had left a message. I think it was like a Thursday or Friday, and I had my questions and everything written down, and then he ended up calling me on a Saturday or something, and so I just happened to see my phone, and they were calling back, so I was like, oh. So if I sound a little like not rushed, but you know, like I didn't have my questions right there, you know, like I wasn't totally prepared. So now I did have to kind of go undercover some for this conversation that I had with this man. I didn't want to like spook him or make him think he was getting involved, or you know, like I went undercover so that way I could get the answers as you know you would if you was to purchase or looking to purchase. But all right, we'll go ahead and get into it, and then I got some more information that I'm going to share in this video that y'all will probably find pretty shocking. Along with, yeah, we're gonna have some pretty shocking stuff in this one. So get your notebooks ready and let's get into it. What's the difference with the F3 and the F5?
Well, the F5 goes 7.5 miles an hour. It's got the high-speed motors, and the seat lift goes up to 14 inches up in the air instead of 12.
Okay.
Those are so the F5 is faster and the seat goes up higher, but the F3 goes 6.2 miles an hour and the seat goes up to 12 inches.
Okay, so is the speed and the height that it goes is the difference?
The speed and the height of the seat, yeah.
Okay.
The only thing we would do is size up the seat so it fits them perfectly.
Okay, and is there like any kind of like Bluetooth controls on them? I know a guy, and I don't know him personally or anything. I've just kind of seen him at the you know, where they do the exercises and stuff, and and he's got like a Bluetooth thing that he always wears. I don't know if he's just wearing that, but you know, so he can answer his phone, or if that's something to do with a chair, or
Yeah, there is a Bluetooth on some of these expensive chairs that you can. It can tell you the diagnostic in the chair on your phone, or you can do stuff from your phone to the chair. I don't know which one has it, but some of them do a Bluetooth connected. Yeah.
Oh wow, okay, that's
But-
really. Now this wheelchair here is not the one that Chris had. This is just an example of a caretaker remote and how it could be connected to a wheelchair. Chris's wheelchair that he had was a really nice one. It was like the I guess you say the Lamborghinis almost of wheelchairs. So, because his could stand up and it could do all kinds of things, and it did have Bluetooth capabilities that could connect to the phone for safety, like if something was to happen to Chris or the chair, like it could send an alert to to whoever's phone and let them know.
The red pairing light on the controller will flash. Press and release the horn button on the controller and the red pairing light will stop flashing and remain on. If paired correctly, the controller will automatically shut down. If the remote was not paired correctly, please repeat the pairing process. Once the pairing is complete, restart the controller by pressing the power button. Press the remote control power button to exit the pairing mode and the green power light will flash. The red pairing signal on the controller will remain on and the remote control can now be used to power the wheelchair.
Quote, one day JP suggested it would be beneficial if they could remotely control Chris's wheelchair. Although the comment may have been framed as a joke, it deeply unsettled me. The idea struck me as dangerous and inappropriate, and it left a lasting impression that something was not right. I personally witnessed JP assisting Chris with his wheelchair on multiple occasions. He would offer to adjust it, maneuver it, or help Chris when he was stuck. At the time, it appeared helpful on the surface. However, considering JP's earlier disturbing comment and his growing influence in Suzie's life, I later questioned whether this close access to Chris's wheelchair could have been misused. While I have no direct proof that JP tampered with the wheelchair, the context and the eventual outcome of the events made me view his involvement as highly suspicious. In the weeks leading up to Chris's death, Chris continued trying to navigate his marriage, unaware of the full extent of Suzie's relationship with JP. He fought to hold his family together even as Suzie was already emotionally detaching herself and entertaining thoughts of a future without him. Out of deep concern, I advised Chris that it would be best if he stayed away from JP, given everything I had observed and the strong feelings of unease that JP's behavior provoked.
So this is the dash cam of when they were retrieving Chris, and you see everyone coming in. But I want us to take a closer look at this, and I'm going to show some blown up pictures and things of said remote in someone's hand. This person also is a insurance salesman, one of the neighbors. Supposedly, allegedly has access to the pool cameras and is allegedly the one that maybe let Chris in that morning. And we see Suzie running to go get the DNR thing that was not even completely filled out, that she tried getting in multiple places, South Carolina and Virginia. And then also too, we're going to see JP, and we're going to zoom in on that too. But we're going to see JP hand something to one of the officers from out of his wallet. Let's rewind this real quick. Let's rewind until we see Miss Suzie Sloozy when she comes up, and this alleged Eric guy. Watch his hand. Right in here. What's that? Is that some sort of remote? What? And I'm going to show some close-up pictures of his hand. Suzie raising her hand up. Praise God, praise God. Alright, now you can see even clearer here. And if you look at his hand and look at it closely, what does that look like? You can't say that's car keys because it's not. Oh, wait. That's what it looks like, isn't it? Alright, and if we look here, we'll see that, you know, of course, Mica's in shock. And you'll see Suzie Sloozy come out of the pool area, praising God that her poor, sweet, wonderful husband is gone. But we'll also see JP Diddy get something out of his pockets and hand it to the officer. But what did he hand to the officer? Right now he's just trying to act like, oh man. But let's see. There's Suzie. Alright, and we see this guy too. There's something else interesting too about this guy or whoever, because someone was taking pictures after the fact that was not in dressed uniform or anything. So I don't know who this person is, but they were taking pictures of after Chris was out. You see JP put his wallet up. Rewind it. Alright. Get something out of his pocket. Goes over. Hands it to the officer. Officer grabs it. And then when JP is walking away, you can see him close his wallet right there. Close his wallet. And he tells them, let's go this way. So he handed something out of his wallet to that officer. And then we can see them walk away. This is when Chris was being retrieved from the pool. We see this guy. I don't know who he is. He's got something in his hand. He's not dressed as law enforcement or anything. But he's over there taking pictures. He's taking pictures of Chris. There he is looking at the pictures he just took. Now, who is this guy and why would he be taking pictures of this scene? I mean, I really don't know. I'm really trying to figure out who this guy is. I've asked several people and nobody seems to know. But I find that pretty interesting. Right, and then it was said that Chris was told, the person that let him into the pool, Chris had told them that he was supposed to be meeting someone to play chess that morning. So who was he supposed to be meeting to play chess? That's always been another big question. But if we look at this video of when Chris goes in, and this is the one that BoobTube TV enhanced, you can see Chris trying to stop that wheelchair. You can see that he's trying to go, you can see his hand go back to try and stop it. And he's just sitting there, hanging out. He's not too close to the edge to slip in. His wheels are nowhere close to the edge to be able to just slip in. He's far enough away. See his hand go back?
Surely you don't want anyone to find out the things that you have done. Surely.
Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know your thoughts. And if today's your birthday, happy birthday!